This is Local 7 Lifestyles.
Well, garden guy Charlie Stalker is here. He joins us this morning to take your calls, but he is also a new grandfather. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I do want to show off baby Miles.
Baby
now
Miles,
tell me about this. This is baby Miles, and this is your first grandchild,
First
right?
one to Kayla Schmitz and Andy Schmitz, my son-in-law, 8 pounds, 14 ounces, born a week ago yesterday.
Oh, looky there. Oh, a week ago yesterday.
A week ago yesterday, and everything is great. They're healthy. They live across the street and one house up, so I have the opportunity to see them every day.
Oh, my goodness.
Every day I get to see Miles.
What a cutie. There are 8 pictures, but, you know, you get the point. Cute kid.
Yeah, and they say it's amazing how you look at them differently than you do your children. And that's so true. It is so true.
That is beautiful,
Okay.
Charlie.
Thank you.
Oh, congratulations to Mom, Dad, whole family, Grandpa,
Thank you.
Grandma.
Thank you.
How do we go after that?
Well, we have some people that are waiting.
Well, you weren't here last week. You were enjoying the 4th.
Yes.
And so we have a lot of people lined up, including...
Last week?
Last week.
Okay.
They've been waiting here for a week.
Oh, okay. All right.
You said, oh, that was Pam. Barbara. Sorry,
Barbara.
Mike. Barbara's on the line there. Hey, Barbara.
Morning, Barb.
Hi.
Good morning.
Hi, Charlie.
Hi.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
I have 3 beautiful hydrangeas, endless summer,
Just a second.
and they're huge. I've had them for years. But this year and last year, the heads seem to be blooming from the bottom of the bush instead of the top, or inside the bush.
Okay. The blooms are on the inside and not...
the big heads, yeah.
Yes, the mop heads. And why is that? I'm not sure, because the new growth on the outside is good, but we're not getting any blooms on the outside. I think in time they will put out some blooms on the outer portion, but I think for right now the only thing, the age-old remedy of Epsom salts is probably what I would try and do here, and just play the waiting game. That's about all I can say.
Okay.
Sorry.
Hey, that's
Sorry,
all right.
Barb.
Well, there's the number to call, 270-827-7961. And we have Pam on the line with a question for Charlie.
Morning, Pam.
Good morning. I was wondering, my husband plants lima beans in the garden, and they grow beautifully, and they bloom, but they never produce a bean.
They never produce a bean, okay? Now, you need some cross-pollination, I believe. Have you had success with lima beans in the past?
We had the first year that he put them out, and ever since then, for the last 3 or 4 years, they just bloom and bloom and bloom, but there's no beans.
Wow. Boy, I'm getting stumped today.
Yeah.
I don't know why lima beans, they're one of the easiest things to grow.
Really?
Yes. And we get flowers, but we have no lima beans. Use a blossom set. Try using a blossom set like you would tomato plants, and it's just an aerosol kind of thing, or a pump spray, and that would hold that blossom on the plant, possibly so the bean can set. I'd use a blossom set.
Okay. Well, we are back right after this. More Charlie. You're watching Local 7 Lifestyles on WTVW. With a question for Charlie.
Morning, Gene. I hope you give me a question that I can answer.
Good morning, Charlie.
Good morning.
I got a question for you about tomatoes.
All right.
I'm having trouble with them rotting before they get ripe.
They're rotting before they get ripe. Okay.
Yeah.
A little bit of lime, and I hope you're not doing any cultivating around the plant itself, because those feeder roots, and I'm sure you're not, Gene, but generally that's an environmental thing, and it's too much moisture causing the rotting. But I would put a little bit of lime, tablespoon of lime, around each plant and see if that makes a difference. I'm going to have to get Larry Kaplan on here.
I think you should.
Well, thanks a lot. Yeah, no, I think I should get Larry
Somebody
Kaplan.
who knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, we get somebody in here that knows.
I'm kidding.
Golly, but that's right.
Yeah.
We've got or we just need to have a direct line to Larry Kaplan. Larry, we've got this question. Could you help us with the answer?
It's like phone a friend.
Yes.
Phone a friend.
Yes, okay.
Okay, well, a lot of people have tomato questions. It's just the time of year, right?
It is.
This is when tomatoes are out.
Do you raise tomatoes?
I can't even raise a house plant. Let's just take it one step at a time.
Can you raise an umbrella?
Yes, I can. Oh, hey-oh. Betty is on the line from Tell City. Hey
Morning.
there, Betty.
Morning, Betty. Turn your television down, Betty. See, we can hear that they're listening on the television.
Good morning, Charlie.
Good morning to
both
you.
of you. Just wait for.
Okay.
I just wait for.
Okay. What's your question?
You can turn your TV down there.
Good morning to you. I can't wait to see you all on Friday.
Oh, thank you.
I have hydrangeas in front of my.
Turn your television down.
And they're on the front of my house. And they're blooming.
Yes.
Turn what down?
Turn your
What do I need to turn?
Turn your television volume down.
Turn down the TV.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. They're on the front of my house, and they bloom, but they've got. I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. I'm listening. I hear you.
Yes.
You hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. They have black spots all over them.
Okay. That's environmental, and it doesn't hurt the plant at all. You said they're blooming very nicely. Is that correct, Betty? They're blooming real nice? Okay. The key with getting a long bloom time for hydrangeas is they like regular water. So if you just go out 3 to 4 times a week with a cup of water and pour it over the top of the hydrangea, you would be amazed that one act causes them to bloom so much longer in the course of the year. I finally was able to answer a question.
Well, I think it gets confusing because you got to turn the TV down because we're on a delay. You know?
Yeah, 7 seconds.
7-second delay. Yeah.
Somebody says something wrong. One of us say something.
Which is, let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Who's the loose cannon here? All right, Alice is on the line from Owensboro. Alice, hey there.
Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning. A few weeks ago, you said something about how to use spoiled milk, soured milk. But I've forgotten what you said to pour it on.
Okay. You can put it on your tomato plants. You can put it on your clematis. Clematis like a high pH, but primarily tomato plants. It does a whole lot of good for tomato plants, believe it or not. Even though they're acidic, they like spoiled milk. So don't throw your spoiled milk out. Pour it on your tomato plants.
Weird.
They like sour milk. They like lime, calcium.
That's strange.
Okay, I have a plant. Perennials are such a great way to shout color for the summertime. And one of the great plants that grow just about anywhere, as long as you get about 3 hours of full sun, is a coneflower. And the reason they call it a coneflower is because as you go into the evening, the petals come down and it almost has the shape of a cone. But coneflowers, this is a Kim's knee, they bloom and bloom and bloom all the way up to the killing frost. So if you're looking for this particular color, and they come in reds, they come in yellows, they come in whites, coneflower is a great plant, very inexpensive that you can enjoy and continues to multiply from one year to the next. Great summer plant. Another great summer plant, and they always look fresh no matter what you do. Variegated liriope. You put a drift of them in, and a drift is maybe 3 to 5 plants. It really creates a statement. They bloom a real pretty purple the middle of July, and they'll bloom all the way into early September. So variegated liriope is a great way to go for a summer planting.
Okay, we are back with Charlie after morning headlines.
And Lifestyles with Laura Kirtley, Tabney Dozier, and meteorologist Ron Rhodes. This is Local 7 Lifestyles.
We're back with Garden Guy Charlie Stalker. He's taking your calls this morning, and Roger is on the line from Hawesville.
Morning, Roger.
Good morning, Charlie. I want to congratulate you on
Thank
the
you.
new arrival in your family.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I set out some cherry trees in the spring of 2013.
Okay.
And this spring, when the leaf growth started coming up, the leaves look great. But now they're turning yellow. Mm-hmm. The veins in the leaves look pink in color. Mm-hmm. And then they continue that process until they just dry up. So, am I losing my tree, or is there something that I can do with that? And I'll hang up and let you answer the question.
Okay.
Thank you, Charlie.
Yes. The first thing I would look to is, has anyone sprayed anything around the trees that possibly are affecting the roots and then translocating up into the leaf? That would be number one. There's another bacterium that could be causing it, and you would use a streptomycin. Streptomycin would be number two that you can spray on the tree. Number three, a simple solution is the possibility of simply fertilizing the tree. It may be lacking in some nutrients, causing the yellow veining. So streptomycin for the bacteria that possibly it could be. Look for the possibility of someone maybe has put some weed killer around it. And three, do a good fertilizing. Those would be the three things I'd look towards.
It's interesting you mentioned that a lot, that maybe you don't think about it. But
oh, no, that's right. You get inside the drip line, not to interrupt you, but you get inside the drip line of the branches, and you're so proud of yourself, you're putting down your broadleaf weed control.
Right.
But that broadleaf weed control has dicamba in it, and as that percolates down into the soil, it stays active, and the roots take it up, and it kills many a tree.
Yeah, yeah. That's something to keep in mind, and maybe an easy fix. Okay, Mike from Madisonville.
Morning, Mike.
Good morning. Watch you every Friday, Charlie.
All right. You get to see Ron when I'm on. What's your question?
Okay, Charlie, listen, I got about 12 hills of squash, 3 squash to a hill, hundreds of blooms, and I only get about 6 squash every week.
The moisture possibly has something to do with it. I assume you've had a lot of moisture down there, but I would use a blossom set. Just like you spray a blossom set on your tomato plants to hold that blossom on so it can form the fruit, I would do the same thing for the squash. Call it a day.
Well, we got Jim. We'll get to Jim. But it's interesting. So he said like 6 or 7 squash. Is that not a lot, or is that?
He said he had a lot of squash blooms, but no squash.
But no squash.
The petals fall off. The flowers fall off, and it's not in time for the fruit to come on.
Ah. Okay. Jim is our final caller today. Hey there, Jim.
Morning, Jim.
Hey. Good morning.
Good morning.
Charlie, I've got a question on a tomato plant. I've got one big girl or big something rather in a pot on my deck.
Okay.
It's got about 12 tomatoes on it. They're small.
Yes.
They're supposed to be large. But the leaves on the tomato are real healthy looking, but they're all curling up.
Okay. I think that, I don't know how much you water, but possibly the soil temperatures in that artificial environment are too warm, and I would possibly do a little bit of mulching around the top of the plant and see if you can't reduce or even move it into the shade for maybe a couple hours a day and see if that doesn't help. Also use the curdled milk or the lime, and that would help the environment for the tomatoes as well.
Okay. Well, what a great Friday we have had. You've answered a lot of questions.
I hope I answered them right.
Well, I think you gave it your best effort. Congratulations once again,
Thank
Papa.
you.
That's exciting. We'll check in with Ron.
Evansville Regional Airport brings you Destination Weather.
See, Charlie, we didn't need Larry Kaplan after all. Look at that. We didn't need him. We had Charlie. We've had 3 flights take off and land, or at least take off from Evansville Regional Airport. 1 is still en route. First flight landed on time to Atlanta. A few clouds down in the ATL, no problems though. at Hartsfield-Jackson International. And in Chicago, our flight took off at 6:08, landed on time. The Detroit flight is en route. It is 39 minutes, though, behind schedule. Good news is, everywhere in the east, things are looking good, but we do have in San Francisco, as we've had of lately, low clouds causing